Hello friends, my name is Leigh and I share videos about all things photography. Today we are diving into a big topic, creativity, but we're doing it with a tangible way to promote it with an exercise. I do have a free course on the basics of photography where I share other exercises to learn about your camera and about photography, including creativity. So if you are interested, check that out when you're done here. Creativity can be a triggering word. I've heard so many people say that they just aren't creative, so they can't be a photographer or they'll never be a good photographer. I've even read in my comments from time to time that you can't teach creativity. I disagree with all of my heart. I've not met a person that isn't creative in some way. For example, my sister recently told me that she could never do the artistic things that I do because she just isn't creative. Guys, she is a nurse in a psychiatric hospital. I can only imagine the amount of creativity that she needs to use every day to get through her shifts. And she's also a parent, which I personally know requires an intense amount of creativity. If you think that you aren't creative, I believe that you may simply need someone to funnel you in the right direction so that you can apply your creativity that I promise you already have in a different way than you're used to. Or if you think that you are creative in your photography. I think I'm pretty creative in my photography, but we can always use new ideas and ways to shake things up. Okay, I will get off my soapbox now and I will get to what I want to do today. Here is the exercise. I have set my Lego typewriter here on my desk, and I am going to set a timer for 5 minutes and capture as many different intentional photographs as I can. And I specify intentional because I'm not just pointing the camera and clicking the shutter. I don't want to end up with 500 photos, but I am trying to create many different photos, even if I'm not sure that I'm going to enjoy the result. How can I use things like composition and depth of field to create many different photos of that same object? And then I'm going to look at the images and see what I like about them. I can then take those likes and try them out on other things, like the next time I'm capturing a portrait or doing nature photography, because these skills are universal. Of course, I'm hoping that you also do this exercise. You could do it with any item, your watch, a cup of tea, your blender, a vase of flowers, another camera, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I could go on, but I think you get the idea. And you can use any camera. I'm going to use my Lumix S5 II, and I am going to use its 20 to 60 millimeter f3.5 to 5.6 kit lens because I know a great many of you only own variable aperture kit lenses. Of course, you could use any lens you want, or you could do this exercise with multiple lenses. You could do it with your phone's camera. And I'm capturing these images in JPEG, and I don't even plan to keep them. These aren't meant to be works of art. They are meant to refresh my eyes on the world. And you'll notice that I'm using a clear space. I took everything off of my desk, and my desk is sitting apart from everything else. I'm doing that so that I don't have any distractions, but if you can't do that, don't worry about it. This exercise shouldn't be difficult or take a lot of time if you don't want it to. Okay, I have been talking for too long. I want to take some pictures. I am starting out setting my camera on aperture priority and auto ISO and white balance. That way, I don't have to think about shutter speed or ISO, but I can change aperture to explore depth of field. I also set the camera on single point, single servo autofocus. You can certainly use any settings that you feel most comfortable with. I almost never put my subject in the middle of the frame, so that's where I started. What's funny is that I saw in the photos that I wasn't careful enough to be straight on with the typewriter, so it's slightly off kilter. And I used the flip out screen to get a top-down image, still with the typewriter in the middle of the frame, but then also I moved the camera over a bit and did something off-center. And then I worked my way around the typewriter, looking for different photo compositions and different little things that could be interesting, like the system sticker on the front of the typewriter, the Lego logo on the paper, and the shift key. My initial thought was to go around the front to get the text right side up, but I rethought it and captured it from off to the side and behind instead. There is one thing that I want you to remember. This is not about getting it right. This is about exploration. Make this exercise work for you. If you are intimidated by it, shorten the time. Try photographing for 1 minute, or use my photos as your guide. Try out the same angles that I did. Or photograph your computer's keyboard and try to capture the exact same images that I did and see where that leads you. I would be willing to bet that you will end up capturing some of your own compositions once you get going. All right, my 5 minutes is up. Where this has led me is that I think that I could build on this exercise nearly endlessly. It's a bit of an unexpected result, actually. I could try different lenses, maybe use a macro lens. I could change the lighting. I could have shot in black and white. I could edit my images. I could add objects or use different objects or even a person. If you are interested in me maybe doing that, creating another video where I take this exercise a step further and share my results again, let me know down in the comments. One thing that I have found talking to viewers over my many years of being a creator here on YouTube is that sometimes you just don't know where to begin. And having an exercise like this to point you in a direction and provide you with a few steps to unlock your creativity can be the nudge that you need. So if you want more nudges, let me know. And of course, let me know if you do this and what your results were. I hope you found it helpful. Did you find it helpful? I look forward to reading your thoughts. Remember that you can learn more in my Basics of Photography course, as well as my other free courses. There is a link to those in the description. And until my next video, thank you for watching.